Hello again, crafters. Today we are looking at a couple of crafts that highlight the wonderful message from Psalm 139 that reminds us that we are fearfully and wonderfully made, that God knows and searches our hearts, knows everything about us, and that we're pretty special. So we have a couple of crafts that celebrate that today. The first one we're going to make is a mosaic. So we're looking at how God has made us, has formed us together, knit us like a tapestry or a quilt, and that makes us special. So we're going to have the kids make a special mosaic. Now I have some pre-cut pieces of colorful paper. So this is something I want to have on hand, or if you have time and you want the kids to do it, they could cut these out themselves as well. Just kind of different shapes and sizes of papers that can go together. So we're going to start. For this, I'm actually going to use my hands as the basis of the mosaic, but you could draw a picture of a body. You could even, if you want to get really elaborate, you could have the kids pose and have them make their whole bodies. That could get a little crazy, but hey, you could do it. But I'm going to do my hands now. Obviously, since it's just me, I'm going to trace both hands, and one might not be as perfect as the other because I am a little more right-handed, but I can do decently well with my left, so we're going to go for it. You could probably help the kids to do one of their hands, or just have them do one hand altogether, but I'm going to trace my hands. The idea being, well, it's sort of like a hand print or a fingerprint, but also a little more unique. So let me try to make this one look sort of similar. And then, there we are. That's not too bad. Right's not awful compared to the left. So now we're going to caption this. And let's say, I am wonderfully made. And we'll say something like, God put me together and has a plan for me. That's the message we want to get across here. And of course, we will consider where this came from. Psalm 139. Now we're going to add our paper pieces here. So I'll work one hand at a time. If you're extra slow, you could even just do a couple fingers at a time, but I don't think this glue dries quite that quickly. I'm just going to glue it all up here. You can use a glue stick, or you can use regular glue. That does tend to get a little stickier and take longer to dry. So I'm using a glue stick here. And I have a lovely variety of pieces that I'm just going to dot all over my wonderful hand here. And of course, you could cut them further to make sure they all fit, or if they don't all fit perfectly, that's okay too. Because, you know, no one's perfect. So we're just going to make this beautifully, uniquely, creatively, fearfully, wonderfully, all that good stuff. And might trim down a couple pieces to fit in there even better. Get it all working here. And once I finish up with one hand, I'm going to jump over and do the other hand. And the idea, of course, being that God knits us and puts us together, that we have wonderful features, which He has given us, and we have a plan and a purpose and a meaning given to us by our wonderful Creator. So again, these are pre-cut pieces. You could also have the kids cut them as they go. You could include some other little types of pieces if you wanted to do, I don't know, some beading or something special like that. You're welcome to get very creative. That's the fun thing about crafts. The whole idea is creativity. So I've got different shapes and sizes here, just like people are different shapes and sizes. Just like God makes us different shapes and sizes. And all of them are special. So there you have craft number 1. Fearfully, wonderfully made. Hopefully not too fearfully, but wonderfully, beautifully made mosaics. Now craft number 2 is a little different. We're going to make a magnifying glass here. And we're going to have a paper plate as the basis of this magnifying glass. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to cut out a big circle. I'm just going to cut right around my plate. You could trace it if you want it to be really nice and accurate, but we're just going to kind of eyeball it and wing it here. And then, there we go. I'm going to cut out the inner circle of this so that I can have this be sort of the outer part of my magnifying glass. Of course, you could also just color this with a black crayon or marker. But, I don't know, this is kind of fun. And I'm going to set that aside, save it for just a moment later. And then I'm going to make myself a little caption here that explains what's going on. And this part is going to say, search me, O God, the reference, and remember that God made me and knows me. Here's my caption. Now, what I'm going to do on the inside of this magnifying glass before I put it all together is, well, your kids are going to write some things that make them special or unique. This could be something that they write and or they draw. So maybe someone is really good at art. So maybe they draw themselves a little paintbrush that looks like a fork. Clearly, I'm not the one that's good at art. And a little painter's palette. And they could just say art is their strong suit. Again, not mine. I just make stuff up. So, along those lines, maybe they could say something like creative. For creative, I'm going to have a little thought bubble. I'm great at thinking of stuff. Not always great at drawing it, but great at thinking of it. Or maybe someone is good at cooking. They could have a little mixing bowl here. And it could say cooking. So we're writing down talents and gifts that God blesses us with. Maybe someone is really good at sports. Again, not drawing because this is supposed to be a soccer ball. It looks like a moon, but you get the idea. Or maybe someone likes to grow plants and is really good at plant growing. And gardening, that's what we call that. So here are some ways that you might be fearfully and wonderfully made. Now we're going to complete the looking like a magnifying glass thing. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to make this really magnifying glass, see, that's the word, by covering it with some plastic wrap. And I'm going to tape it at the back. Because I'll be honest, plastic wrap and I don't always get along. In fact, it's a very frustrating thing for me. Anytime I'm trying to use it for cooking, the Glad stuff, that is awesome. The Glad wrap seal, this is not a product placement or a professional endorsement, but I'm just saying, that stuff really works. Regular plastic wrap, yeah, this is a struggle. But anyways, here we have the essence of it. Makes it look a little more like I've got something that's a magnifying glass. Now, bring back the other part of my magnifying glass here. And you can tape or glue this around. I'm going to tape it right there. I'm going to see if I can convince it to stick to the plastic wrap with the glue stick. If not, we might need some tape reinforcement or some staples. But you get the idea. And there we have my outer rim. And finally, I'm going to finish this picture by giving myself a handle. So I'm just going to fold over a black piece of paper here, and that's going to be my wonderful, marvelous handle for my wonderful, marvelous magnifying glass. And stick it on. And there we have my magnifying glass. To remember that God searches me. Oh, gotta have that wonderful caption to remember why I have this random magnifying glass. So, God searches me and knows all about me. And He fearfully and wonderfully made me. So, 2 crafts to celebrate Psalm 139, which is a wonderful and encouraging blessing of a message to share with your students. Hopefully, these are some ideas that can encourage and help you with that. Now, go make some crafts, make some disciples. We'll see you next time.